I talk to so many people who feel just like you did, who
Yeah.
don't want to talk to the camera or post themselves, and you hated it, but then you got an award for what you're doing online. So I just want everyone to rewind and listen to what Natalie said. She hated it when she started, but now she's having fun with it, not taking herself too seriously, and she is growing her following. Welcome to the Empowered Artist Podcast, where you will get all the strategy to sell your art online. I'm Jenna Webb. I've turned over 750 artists into artpreneurs. I'm an artist, marketing expert, coach, founder of Artpreneur Academy, chronic illness warrior, and your new art business bestie. When I retired from corporate to live my dream life as an artist, there was no example for me to follow. But as I started to grow a six-figure art business, I was able to map out a complete step-by-step blueprint for successfully creating and marketing online art businesses. If I can learn how to be an artist in my 30s, I can teach you how to run a business now. As the how-to girl, I'll give you the tips and tricks that will actually grow your art business. So tune in each week as we simplify art marketing, make selling your work fun, and elevate your artpreneur mindset so that you feel like the badass artist that you are, even on the tough days. I am on a mission to transform the mindset and income of artists everywhere. So if you're ready to live your dream life as a full-time artist, let's do the damn thing. Welcome to another episode of The Empowered Artist. I am so excited. We have Natalie from Natalie Renton Art here with us today. And today we are talking about TikTok tips because she is our rising social media star in the top 5%. So, hi, Natalie. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I've had one coffee, so I hope my brain is turned on, but we were talking before we hit record, you guys. I'm feeling guilty because it's after 11 p.m. in Australia, where Natalie is, and it's 9 a.m. where I am in Raleigh, North Carolina, in the United States. Well, thanks for joining, Natalie. It's so exciting to have you as one of our first guests on the show. So let me give our listeners a quick introduction to who you are and how we know each other. Natalie is from Sydney, Australia, and we know each other because you are a graduate from the Artpreneur Academy. And Natalie was recognized by Facebook as a rising creator with an award for being in the top 5%, which is bleeping awesome. Her growth on TikTok has increased by 24% since April this year, and she's gained over 200 followers. She is a digital artist and illustrator specializing in retro 60s and 70s art, which I love because I'm a big fan of 70s music. She explores texture, vibrant colors, and intricate patterns in her work with a deep appreciation of these eras and the music that define them. Her work beautifully captures the essence and the vibrant and transformative time in this period of history. It is mesmerizing, you guys. I can't wait for you to check it out. Of course, I'm stoked to have you on the show. So we can't wait to hear what your strategy and tips are behind such dynamite growth on your social media. So can you start off by telling me a little bit more about your achievement award that you got from Facebook? What was it and how did you get it?
Yeah, so in April, I was awarded the Facebook badge for Rising Creator. So I received the award for being in the top 5%. So, in other words, my content was received as well. And I did this by fine tuning my Facebook and Instagram and TikTok reach by posting more engaging content with my audience. So I created content that's tied to my message, my style, and my artist statement, which is important, which you talk about a lot. So I have really worked on my style and marketing since I've done the course, and I've ensured that it's the same across all the platforms. So Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Though the content might be different, marketing is still me and identifiable.
That's incredible. So basically, TikTok has said and Facebook has said your content is engaging. And that's really what the algorithm wants is engaging content. And really, it's a win-win for you and your audience and the algorithm. And what you're telling our listeners is what I'm hearing is you've incorporated your story, your message, and your marketing into your purpose, into everything you're doing. And that has led to more engagement. So that fucking
Yeah.
rocks. I love
And
your TikToks, Natalie.
oh, thank you. Well, there was I think there was a bit in, a lot of what you had to say in your learnings about just being real and being engaging and making sure that your message is coming across and you're tying everything back to your artist statement. So I've rewritten my artist statement a few times, but I think the main themes have still been there within that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I see when you create your reels and your TikToks, you are including your message, your purpose, and your artist statement. I can see it happening before my eyes. Your videos on social media are fun and they are engaging. And I love
Mm.
the way you're sharing your story. And
Oh, thank you.
honestly, Natalie, my favorite part, just as your friend and someone who
Mm.
knows you, is watching your confidence explode over time from when you started on social media
Mm.
to where you are now. So, let's give our listeners some actionable tips and tricks if they want to get to where you are now. So, what would you recommend that other artists do who are just getting started on social media or want to grow on social like you have?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, it's something that you really taught us in the lessons about ideal clients. So, really build and work on your ideal client and identify who they are. So, doing research, see what people in your communities and your competitors or other people who inspire you are posting. That's really important. Check what's working for them. Look at the posts, see what you can do to tie it in with theirs and tie in your statement. There's going to be trial and error with everything, but eventually you'll find something that works for you.
The main reason Natalie was so primed to succeed on social media is because of the mastery she gained in Artpreneur Academy. She had a full understanding of who her ideal client was, what her purpose is as an artist, and exactly the artpreneur mindset it takes to succeed. If you want to master your ideal client, your artist statement, and your confidence, just like Natalie and hundreds of my Artpreneur Academy students, then click the link in the show notes to learn all about Artpreneur Academy and how it can bring your art business to the next level. Or visit jennawebart.com/Artpreneur Academy. Now back to the show.
If you're creating portraits, explore TikTok, use the feed for inspiration, search things that you're doing on your platforms to find like minded accounts to follow. And then the big thing that I've learned with TikTok, it's a fun app and exploring and experimenting on it. That's what it's about. So, yeah, having a bit of fun with that and experimenting till you.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. That's what TikTok is for. It's for fun and it's for experimenting. And I think that it's really easy to beat ourselves up when content doesn't go the way we want. But isn't
Mm-hmm.
it such an experiment? If we treat it like an experiment, it can be fun and it's okay if it doesn't go great. We're learning, right? So
Yeah,
I love that you
exactly. And
approached it that way.
yeah, I started out. I did not know what to do on TikTok at all, and I'm still learning and I'm still researching what to do. So I think that's another important thing to remember that it's not just going to come to you. It's going to take time and just to figure out what works for you by experimenting with the app and all
I
like
tried
CapCut
that.
and download different things that are going to help you to be able to create videos. I would second step is something that I've been really working on and that you've just touched on. It's not to be afraid to be vulnerable online. So posting things that make you uncomfortable, talking in video, posting get ready with me's, they seem to be really popular. So if you can work that within your artist statement or your art, that'd be cool. Voiceover, I used to hate talking directly to the camera. I still do. But by doing these kind of videos more, I've become more comfortable and I've built my confidence as you touched on earlier. So I push myself out of my comfort zone. and
Oh my
surprise
gosh.
myself.
Yes. Did
Yeah,
everybody hear that? I think we all, as artists, don't want to be online and don't want to get in front of the camera. And I talked to so many people who feel just like you did, who
yeah.
don't want to talk to the camera or post themselves. And you hated it, but then you got an award for what you're doing online. So I just want everyone to rewind and listen to what Natalie said. She hated it when she started, but now she's having fun with it, not taking herself too seriously, and she is growing her following. So it's just, kudos to you for just reshaping your mind around that. I love it.
Thank you. And I think the more vulnerability show online, you're going to connect to an audience more. So you're going to grow your audience. And, all these stupid fucking TikTok trends and things. I don't know. Some they don't work and it doesn't fall into your niche. It might not fall into your artist statement or marketing strategies. So if it doesn't work, I mean, it doesn't work for you. So don't feel too bad that you're not using the sounds that everyone's using.
Definitely. It's
Yeah.
marketing is not a one size fits all. And that's why experimenting is called experimenting. So I think it's cool that you had the courage to try some trends and that you're still experimenting with them. But
Mm.
recognizing that not everything is going to work for your business is really cool too, because you have that experimentation mindset.
Yeah, and as you said, I did not show my face at all. I was just like my artworks and sounds and things. But the more I posted those, I was getting comments and saying, "We want to see the person behind the art and who it is." So yeah, I decided putting my face out there would be good. And that
Yes,
led
it's
to like more connections and more experiences. So it's been great. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's where you can start by just showing your work, having your hands holding a painting. And then you're saying you saw this huge difference once you got your face in the camera, and we can see that connection with the artist and the work. So
Mm.
this is proof, everyone listening, you empowered artists out there, go empower yourself and try what Natalie did.
Seeing like just by having a similar setup as well, people get to identify who you are too. So yeah, by being more vulnerable, I've opened up. I've gained a loyal following and a community. And yeah, growth is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time unless you go viral somehow, which I don't think really happens anymore. I think those days of TikTok viral going has gone. So yeah, I haven't really figured out how to get viral or do that yet. But I'm just going to keep going on what's working for me and be authentic and true. And yeah, just realizing keep on doing what's working for you. You don't have to stick to try or, it's all about the trial and error. So that's the one big thing
Completely.
I've taken away.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
you touched on overnight success is not really a thing. When you see someone who has seemingly overnight success, the truth is it is years in the making.
Mm.
You don't see what it's taken behind the scenes day in and night and all of their experimentation. So they know what they're
Consistency too.
doing usually when they
Mm.
go viral. We're artists, we're creators, we're not online shaking our ass. We are being true to our craft and our creativity. So always falling back on our authenticity and our story.
Mm.
That's the, put your hand on your heart. That's what the strategy right here.
Yeah, exactly. And following on that, it's stick to your marketing, stick to your artist statement and your branding and your identity. I mean, if you haven't figured that out yet, then you can kind of play off your artist statement and your story and your why and all of your academy. So yeah, try and think, why does your audience come back to you? Why are they clicking on your video? Why do they rewatch them? What makes yours unique? Talking previously about having the same background, something identifiable as you. So maybe you're wearing similar clothes or similar jewelry. I've got a wall that I always film on, so I like to have that in the background. It just makes everything concise and clear that it's me and that's my branding. As we've discussed before, so like 70s and 60s retro. So I'll always try and do something easier.
Which is easy
Brainstorm.
for you to do because it's just
Yeah.
what you love. And so you're not trying to be or do something else. You didn't have to reach far. You just had to go into your closet. So it's not hard, if we're just here to be ourselves. It's perfect.
Exactly. Also brainstorming ideas for content that fit with your flow. I've got like a notebook that I just write everything down in, like what I'm thinking about. I'm pulling the data from my videos that have been successful. I'm like, why did that work? What's working? Who's watching my videos? Like what gen? How long are they actually watching it for? Is another one. Like you can see the time that they're watching it, who the audience is. It's kind of the same layout as Instagram if you've used that before. So that can help you map out your client and your ideal client. And it can show what active time the followers are. Like me, I've got a lot of international people that watch my videos. So I've got the US, I've got the UK, Canada. Sometimes I've got some people from Europe, and mainly Australia, obviously. But you can figure out the best time to post your content.
Men, sister. So she said it herself. Data is queen. Natalie is looking at data to know exactly what's working and what is not. So if you didn't hear that, rewind and listen to Natalie's tips of how exactly she is using data to grow her social media. So Natalie, this has been so informative and such a sweet little gem for our listeners. I know they're going to have so many actionable takeaways. So I just want to give you a shout out. So, where can our listeners find you online?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram and TikTok. My handle is
Natalie Renton Art. Okay, awesome. So I will link that in the show notes. If everyone wants to just click on the episode, you can go to the show notes to find Natalie Renton Art, and you can take a look at her website and the podcast resources as well. Do you have any final words for our empowered artist listeners?
Yes, I would encourage everyone to build a community online with like-minded people. So you can do this by following people, like I said earlier, reaching out to similar artists and things like that on TikTok. So replying to comments on TikTok or videos from other artists that you find appealing. Think outside of the box with your content and be creative. After all, we're artists, we're creative.
Yes.
Yeah. And like again, I said earlier, it's going to take time to find out what works, but don't be scared to be vulnerable and don't fixate on the number of followers either. It's quality over quantity, and we can get really, really upset and disheartened by our following, seeing like the numbers jump or seeing the lack thereof if they're not following you or if they decide to unfollow you. I think that's one thing that really stood out from what you told us in the Artpreneur Academy, that if they're not aligning with you, they're not meant for me or you. So you don't want them to be a part of your team anyway. So it's a tough lesson to learn, but it's really important. And I've learned a lot from the Artpreneur Academy. So yeah, if you're looking to build your business and take the step to turn your art into full-time income, I really urge you to consider joining the Artpreneur Academy. It's full of creative, inspiring individuals like yourself.
Oh, that's awesome. You have soared since joining Artpreneur Academy. I'm just so glad that we've had the chance to meet and connect. I remember when you joined because I was like, oh, Natalie, that's my sister's name.
Yeah.
And I know some of your personal background and I've watched you share those vulnerabilities online. And it's been so cool to watch you grow, Natalie. And
Oh,
hope
thank you so
everyone goes
much.
and flocks to your social and can see how you're being so authentic online. So I really appreciate you sharing these 3 actionable tips to grow on TikTok and Instagram and social media. I think there's some great gems here. So everyone rewind this episode and listen again. Shout out to Natalie. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for being
Thanks
here.
for having me. And I hope it helps that needs some assistance with just maybe putting yourself out there a bit more and not being afraid to show your face online, because it really does make a difference. And I've just posted a video about this the other day as well, about putting yourself out there and not being afraid to be you. and how I can change it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for listening. I love you guys
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
I love you, Natalie, and thanks
Oh, I
for
love you.
Hi, friend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. I like to throw in some surprises for our weekly show. You can also follow the Empowered Artist Podcast on Apple Podcast. And for more resources to move your art business forward, visit jennawebart.com.